Well, hello there. Come on in. I'm Chris Brown. I'm your humble chimney sweep. I was just going over your chimney inspection report, but now that you're here, make yourself comfortable. Let's go over it together, shall we? Okay, now let's take a look at the inspection report and see how it reads out. This is a generic report. This is exactly what you will get, only your information obviously will be filled into all these blanks. The upper right-hand corner of the report is the legend. Each one of these initials pertain to something. A is consistent with the age of the chimney. B, see comments below. C, repairs needed. D, need further evaluation. Or E, not applicable. And they're placed into the boxes next to the parts of the chimney that can be easily identified in this diagram. And then, of course, you'll find my comments here below. Now, let's take a look at your personal report. So stay with me. Hey, McSwain, it was great to see you and meet with your client out at the house today. What a nice house, great location as well. Hey, let's scroll down here. Let's do a little housekeeping. On that hard copy that I printed, I do not believe the additional $20 for the extra fireplace appears. It does appear in this PDF, so heads up, $159 is the charge for today. All right, let's go up on top now. We got our housekeeping out of the way. Let's din fireplace chimney here. We're looking at it has a chimney cap covering the two flues. Now this mason could have just as well put one standard size flue in there since you have a standard size fireplace, but instead he put two 8x13s in here, and so now you see they're covered. Also you see the concrete cracks in the cement crown up here. It needs to be repoured, and so I've given you a price on doing that. Something this picture will not show you, and it would have been too hard for me to show you, but I brought you around to look at it. This chimney's a little short, about 2 feet too short for the house. I gave you a little clip on what the codes would like to see. Now, as always, when I cite a code, I advise you to go ahead and discuss it with the local building inspector in case there's any controversy there. But that code has been the code for as long as I've been building chimneys. I've been in this business since year of our Lord 1980, so BC. Let's take a look at the outside fireplace. Looks great, 13x18 flue. Love that size flue. That's great for that. And while we're out here, let's take a look at the fireplace itself. It's a beauty. It's open wood burning fireplace, working damper. Flue system looks great. You can also see there was a bird's nest in here. Now these birds have gone. They're a migrant bird called chimney swifts, and they've been gone now for about a month. But the nest is still there. It really doesn't even need to be swept out. It's a non-issue. You're going to continue to get birds in there every spring, summer, usually gone about this time of the year. Not an issue. I wouldn't plan to put a chimney cap on there to keep them out. Chimney caps are not code required in the state of North Carolina. They do keep the water out of the system, so that may motivate you to do that. But whether you do or you don't, again, they're not required here. So, all right. So let's take a look at the din fireplace now. Let's see that we have vented gas logs. Remember, vented gas logs, unlike vent-free, vented gas logs produce a truckload of carbon monoxide and carbon soot. We don't see the carbon monoxide, but we certainly see the soot here. And so they need to vent properly. Well, when you have a chimney that's a little short, it's possible that they won't vent properly because a short chimney affects negatively the draft. I checked the carbon monoxide today. At that moment, it was working just fine, but that's no guarantee of the future. So what I would recommend is switching these things out to vent-free. And there's another good reason to switch them out to vent-free, and I'll go over that with you in a second. These logs work with this little toggle switch here. The damper was bumped out of here. It was removed to help with the draft, and that's probably the difference between having a good draft today and not. So leaving the damper out with these logs is critical. Missing some mortar in the firebox area. That's something that should be repaired. Giving you a price on doing that. Let's take a look at that flue system. All right. that flue system, you've got gaps in between the flue sections. See, this is the problem with running two, what we would characterize as half-size flues instead of one large standard flue in here. You've got gaps everywhere. You've got gaps between the flue sections, so every 2 feet you have gaps. You have gaps here. This chimney is leaky. I put this little icon on here for you to demonstrate what I'm talking about. This chimney is leaky, and that is a problem. So my recommendation here is we don't want to get carbon monoxide, even if it's drawing up okay. In other words, we're not getting it backing straight into the den or living room. We're still taking a chance of it getting into the walls of the house. My recommendation here then is vent-free gas logs, complete combustion like the gas range in that kitchen. Blue flame white tip, no carbon soot, no carbon monoxide. That would be a better choice for you. Let's take a look at something here. So this was the little icon. You can't hardly see the reprint on it. I guess I've reprinted it one too many times. But your chimney is 2 feet too short. In other words, here's how the code reads exactly. It needs to be 3 feet taller if it's running straight up like the neighbor. So if you look at the front of that house, you look at your neighbors, you can see the fireplace running right up in the crown of the house, peak of the house. It's 3 feet or more, and it is much more than 3 feet, which is the code. On yours, it runs up the side of the house like this, and so it needs to be 2 feet above anything within 10 feet. Well, if you go out 10 feet, this chimney is actually under that. So it's at least 2 feet too short. That's the bottom line. Now, McSwain, you asked me about building that chimney taller, and that certainly can be done, right? That can be done if you want to burn wood or vented gas logs in there. That would be a safe and sane thing to do. But when it's built up another 2 or 3 feet, they're going to be your mason will be adding flue sections. Well, they're going to be adding flue sections onto a chimney that already has flue section issues, right? So this chimney already has flue section issues. So at this point, you'd be better off just to go ahead and have the chimney gutted out, put a brand new flue system in there that would be one large, continuous, no leaks flue system, and go ahead and lay up the chimney another 2 or 3 feet, whatever it turns out to be. It's a minimum of 2 feet, but it may turn out to be 3. So do all of that. I'm going to guess, I'm going to say a mason is going to charge you between $10,000 and $15,000. You should be able to work within those figures on that. Or you could simply take my suggestion and put vent-free gas logs in there, which means you do not have to repair this. You do not have to bring the chimney up to the right height. So I'll let you chew on that, but give me a call anytime you want, and we'll chit-chat about that. I'd love to talk to you about stuff like that. I'd love to talk about chimneys, you know. So questions for me, 704-526-6348. Email me at chris@affordablesweep.com. Thanks.